Hello and welcome to our pricing for a limited company, VAT registered with £250,000 turnover. We use a software or app called Go Proposal, where we set our pricing. It's very transparent. Everybody knows what they're paying for, and you can always add, remove services depending on the price, or we can always hope for better time and save it for later. So this client would like us to start services from April 2023 for financial year and 2024. We would, because of the turnover, it will be a VAT registered client, so we will try to tally the VAT quarter to go with the year end. Also, with this financial year, it's so much better because it will go with the individual tax returns, dividends, P60 of the directors, and there's no pro rata for each year. Also, if any tax changes throughout the year, there's no half calculation. So this client is a limited company with a turnover up to £250,000. And this client mentioned that he will have about 75 purchases a month, which will go through the system. So we will provide the client with DEX, which is a filing application where the client can upload documents through the telephone app, just taking a picture of any printed document. We prefer paperless, so any document which arrives through email or is to be downloaded, we provide the client with a DEX email address, and that means this email address will allow the client to forward any invoices as an attachment or body with an email to the DEX email address. Or this address can be given to supplier, and the supplier can forward these invoices directly to us without involving the client unless they want to. But also, DEX allows to put the documents through a drag and drop or through browse button, whichever the client prefer. But the best facility is the facility fetch, and that means that client will put their login details into DEX for various suppliers like BT, TalkTalk, Toolstation, Screwfix, Virgin Media, and DEX will automatically download these invoices themselves, saving clients so much time. And because we've been paperless, there will be no printing, there will be no cartridge recycled, and saving the cost and time retrieving information at a later date. Obviously, we would expect a full copy, sharp copy with all the information of the documents, including date, supplier, and VAT number if there's any. Client's got just one bank account, and he's happy to use the bank fees, meaning that we will link Zero with the bank via login details, and the bank will push all the information to Zero. It's only one-way system, so no need to worry about any loss of information. There will be about 90 items every month on average, and this bank will be reconciled on a monthly basis. So there will be items on sales part, purchase part, transfers, payroll, drawings of the director, and they need to be reconciled on a monthly basis. As you mentioned, there was just one bank account to be reconciled, and that means if we miss any receipts for various reasons, we will send a report to the client asking for missing invoices or receipts, or querying what are the spendings for. Clients will fill a window within the report telling us that he either uploaded the DEX with invoices, or there were person spending, or just explaining what these could be for, and we process it accordingly. Then once the bank is reconciled, all the queries answered, we will print a PDF document showing that the balance is Zero is exactly the same as on bank statements. Client doesn't need any zero support because they will receive free training how to produce sales invoices. But this client says there are 6 employees. It's a new business, so we need to set up these employees. So we're gonna be requiring all information is either P45, but because the business starts in April, probably we will just need start checklist and on the top of it, employees' email addresses. So setting up the employer on the software that's included, but every employee would need to go through the check of the tax code, of the national insurance, the age, minimum wage, etc. Um, and there's a one-off fee. Obviously, any change of tax codes or additional P45 information coming at a later date, they're not charged for. So, but also this includes P45 at the end of the work time of the employee or P60 at the end of the financial year. There will be 3 variable employees which are paid monthly, and there will be 3 fixed employees paid monthly. There was no discussion on pension as yet, but it's very likely to be required. So we will be auto-enrolling all the employees if necessary, and then the employees can decide if they want to opt out. It's a one-off fee, but there will be all deadlines to be adhered to. There will be letters sent to the employees that were auto-enrolled, and then if they decided to opt out, they will be sent a confirmation email that they were removed from the system. Any pension deducted will be refunded if done on time, and also the pension provider will be informed of that. So that's back and forth information between the employer and the pension provider and the employee. But obviously that means we need to submit the monthly pension, and let's say there will be only 2 employees who would like to get their pension through. So that would be the client decides that he's going to have access to the bank themselves, and they will pay the employees themselves. But that's a service we offer on the top of it. Client will utilize the free trial of Xero, so we only will receive the invite to Xero. We definitely would recommend the standard with the unlimited invoices sent out and unlimited receipts, but we will only get access to Xero as advisors. For the filing software, so even though we still have access to all the paperwork, there will be no printing, and it will be accessible 24/7. So the client will never have to come to us and ask, "Can you please give me this receipt or that receipt?" And then, as I mentioned before, client it will be VAT registered. So we need to prepare the quarterly VAT return and also make sure that the suppliers calculated the VAT correctly. If there are any early settlement VAT deduction, early settlement discounts, so obviously the VAT would need to be recalculated, and also check all the sales invoices have got the correct VAT on. So that would be all the information for now for the client, what they would require from us. There will be always two of us working on a client, and we've got regular quarterly meetings just to review where we're up to. We can provide monthly VAT statement, just showing how much money to put aside, unless you're a profit first client who already puts all the money aside from the income, which I'll be talking on another website and another video. So when we talked about the prices, this is the price for each month for the amount of paperwork. And this will be for the payroll and the pension upload and the DEX. So obviously DEX is usually about £22, but because we want to motivate the clients to become paperless, we heavily discount the price for the software, just to make sure that everybody is following the paperless route like we do. So every employee will be charged £7 per employee. That will be back and forth communication if we miss something or we can't read something, just to make sure that all the information submitted to the payroll provider is correct. Um, this is figure for all the 6 employees, but what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna for up to 10 employees. So if there's up to 10 employees, we charge £9.80 for each auto enrollment, and that includes all the letters as mentioned before. So it will be better priced per employee. Okay, so once the client is happy and he said, you know what, can you add this and deduct that? We can do it ourselves. And we come to a price when the client is really happy with our services we offer. We go through the details of the business and the director. If there's few people who make the decision, we add them together to sign separately, and then we send the proposal to the client with the send button before the end of the meeting, so we make sure the client receives it. So there's no waiting for a week or two. You'll get it instantly, and then you can decide if you want to go ahead or if you want to compare the prices with our suppliers. This proposal shows exactly the same what we talked about. So this is the total for the services, for the ad hoc services, and then once you happy to accept it, you hit the approve my proposal button, put all your details through, and fill up your bank details, and that means that you take this relationship seriously, and that we can start taking our monthly direct debit. So you will receive an invoice every first, and deduction for the month will be on the first as well. Obviously, if there's any additional services, they will be agreed prior, and also there will be separate proposal for it, so you know what's involved. There's no misunderstanding. And then it shows all the apps we will be using for us to provide you with the service required. So it will be the Zero software we work on, and then we'll be submitting the VAT return to HMR Customs, and then we'll be receiving MoneySoft payroll information from yourself. We put it in MoneySoft, but also we need to put it back into the Zero software and submit it to Nest if there's any pension or any other pension provider. And that will be our filing software, which you will have access 24/7, and you can see where any paperwork you want at a later date. And then obviously, again, there's very transparent, exact the amount of figures, how often it is your responsibilities and our responsibilities and deadlines for us to give you the best service. Which will followed by a letter of engagement, and then talks more about the GDPR, anti-money laundering. It talks about our insurance, so you can see any details about our practice. So I hope it was fairly transparent for yourself, and if you do think that the amount of activities it's not the same, please give us a ring and we can run through the proposal based on the information which will be relevant to yourself. And thank you for your attention. Bye.